on, guys? Hey, it's Colton and Lindsay here with the WGR Live. I'm excited to hop inside of this interview with you guys today. We're going to be having a great friend, a mastermind partner of mine on today, Mr. Antoine Thomas. And he's from Lafayette, I think that's how you say it, Lafayette, Indiana. What's cool about this guy is he's 3 years into the business. How many years? 3 years into the business. He will make just about $70,000 this month. How would you like to earn? Me would love that, and it's a great time when you earn that much money. So we're going to find out exactly from Antoine as he gets added on what it is that he's been able to do, because here's what's cool. He's been in the business 3 years. 3 years right now. So as you guys hop on, make sure to turn on your notifications at the bottom of this stream and hit that share button. Antoine, you're here, my man. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
You know what? I love my life. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you being here. Quick, just shout out to everyone that are watching on. Make sure you check out fearlessagent.com, www.fearlessagent.com, and check out the WGR Academy as well. So, Antoine, 90 seconds or less, I want you to give people the feedback of how you got to where you're at into your business. And then from there, I'm just going to start asking you questions, and we're going to kind of dive into your business and find out what you're doing differently than the average guy or gal. Cool?
So to start from the beginning?
Yeah, just give a start from the beginning in 90 seconds or less. So it's got to be quick and to the point.
Short version. Okay. Well, I am from Lafayette, Indiana, like Colton mentioned. I started in the business 3 years ago now, and pretty much came from being a college dropout to working a factory job. Man, I actually get kind of choked up even thinking about it. I became very depressed. Me and my wife, we had our first child, so it required me as the man to make the money for the family. So while I was working that type of job, you know, a factory job, something that, nothing against factory workers, but it just wasn't for me, I was able to really reflect and decide, what am I going to do with my life? Well, that led me into real estate. So from there, anything that I do, I go 100% in. So I decided I was, from the very beginning, not only be a realtor, I was going to run a real estate business. So what I did, learned from Colton, Brian Casella, AJ Maida, Joshua Smith. I really went out there and soaked up all the information I could. 3 years later, this is where we're at. Right now, we're on pace to close, hopefully right around 50. I got 24 closed right now. We have 21 pending, and actually 17 of those are mine. So that's where we're on pace. Long story short, that's where we're at.
Cool, man. So here we are, 21 deals on contract, 24 closed for the year. I think you'll surpass 50, quite honestly. If you're going to close all those deals, you've got a great shot of going beyond that. So that's really, really awesome. So factory worker job, what you said that's just not you. Why wasn't that you? What did you realize that wasn't for you?
Well, growing up, my mom always put in my mind that either I was going to be a doctor or a lawyer. So when I was going to Purdue University, my goal was to become a lawyer. And going from that, and then, you know, having our first, finding out we're pregnant with our first child, which was not planned, you know, we had to make some money because we were already broke as hell. So to bring a baby into the world. So going from having aspirations to go to college, go to grad school, become a lawyer, to dropping out, to finding the quickest job so I could work the most to make the most money for my family, it was a big transition. So, you know, I met a lot of, it was a blessing in disguise. Obviously, looking back, I was like, man, like, this is what my life is, really. But it allowed me to, you know, start reading books, start learning, reflecting, and then that's what got me into the real estate and the book that really inspired me was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Great book. If you guys haven't read that, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So you were working a factory job, and your mom had put in your mind you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. How many of you have parents that instilled something into your mind that you were going to do something? And how many of us let our parents down before? I know I have. But you know what? We turned out great because our parents have actually instilled this hustle inside of us. And I think that's one thing I really admire in you, Antoine, is you're a workhorse. You go to work. How much were you making at the factory position you had?
I think I was right around 35 to 40.
35 to 40,000.
We were working a lot.
So let's just make sure that we understand $35,000-ish in that job in a year.
Yeah.
Before they took out taxes, right? They still took out taxes off of that, right? You're going to make twice that in the month of July, 2018. How does that feel knowing 3 years later, you're doubling your annual income in just 30 freaking days? Not to say you didn't put some work in to get here, but how does that feel? That's cool, man.
I just have the most gratitude. I can't even explain it. Again, when I was working at that factory, this was just 3 years ago, like 3.5, 4 years ago, where I was in that position and making $40,000. I've never even seen that much money in my life. So back then, I thought, should I be thankful? I mean, I was thankful for having a job, period. So looking back, where it's like, man, I'm gonna make more than that, double that amount, pretty much in 1 month. I just give all glory to God. Again, I've been pretty blessed. So that's how I feel. Just a heart full of gratitude.
Awesome.
Sure.
Cool, man. So how many of you guys would be stoked to double your annual income from leaving your last job to get into real estate? Drop a 1 in the comment if that's you. And if you're one of our live watchers, put an L in the comments. And if you're a replayer, drop an R so we know when you're watching and where you're from as well. Put where you're from. So Antoine, what helped you get started? Let's look at that first 12 months in real estate. How did your first 12 months look like in real estate? And when did this light switch turn on, and how did you turn it on to get going and really shifting gears?
Well, I was blessed enough to from I guess have the mindset to whenever I do something, I'm gonna do it 200%.
Yep.
So before I actually became licensed, I was already on YouTube learning as much as I could.
Oh, nice.
So I went from reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, which got me, really understanding that, hey, I need to start building wealth, right? I started watching Joshua Smith, which made me realize, hey, I can not only help serve people, but I can turn this into a real business, right? So before I actually signed up at Remax and was like, hey, I'm going to be an agent here, I already had pretty much a good plan for the next year, the next 12 months, where I was going to be. I started out on a team. I was probably on that team for maybe about 5 months and separated from them. During the time I was with them, I did 11 deals, and then I separated from them, went out on my own, and was pretty much just a single agent at that point. So this was January of, 2016. Yeah. And then by the summertime, pretty much June or July was when I separated, did my own thing. And then by September of 2016, that was when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start really, moving forward on starting to build a team. But I had a limiting belief, right? I was kind of scared to make that first hire. So I worked my butt off that fourth quarter, and I ended up closing 18 on my own, but altogether it was 29 my first year.
Okay, cool. So 29 deals your first year. And
Yeah.
Sean, I've just put into the comments, life-changing book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You brought that up a couple of times. That's one of the
Yes,
books
sir.
I actually recommend inside of the Financial Freedom Nation. It's a fantastic book because it shifts our mind from being the consumer to being the producer, from being a self-employed or an employee, which is, by the way, the highest tax brackets in the United States, to being a business owner and an investor. And that's where you're like, you know what, I want to get in. You saw Joshua Smith stuff. So I want to be a business owner and not just a real estate
Yep.
agent. Okay, so you went to
Yep.
work. And so what are some of the key mentors and strategies and business models that you've followed to help get where you're at?
Man, every time I'm on a podcast or I'm talking to anybody, I always want to give thanks to these guys, these people that are in my life. One is you, Colton. I tell you this all the time. I appreciate you. Joshua Smith, man, if you're listening, brother, you have been huge inspiration on my business and my life. Jeff Cohn, you're the man. Greg Harrelson, you're the man. Greg McDaniel, Matt Johnson. These are the guys that I follow very closely. And Brian Casella and AJ Mida too. All you guys are pretty much what I call Justice League of real estate, or the Avengers, whatever you want to call, whichever superhero you want to be.
Right.
You guys have really propelled. I feel like I've made jumps to where I shouldn't be here right now because of the fact that if I would not have learned from you guys, I would not be where I'm at right now, period. So you guys are my mentors. I really followed your guys' blueprint. Jeff Cohn is more of the team blueprint that I'm using right now to grow my business.
Yeah.
He's a huge inspiration I listen to. So, you know, it's a mixture of everybody.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of, but all the top dogs, all you guys are the top dogs.
So let's take a look at that. And you guys watching, we need to pay attention to this. So Antoine's 3 years in the business. Now, you mentioned these individuals. Did you just watch their free content online, or did you actually say, hey, I'm going to invest some money into some education here? What did you do?
Well, in the very beginning, it was definitely just watching all the free content. In today's age with the internet, with YouTube, man, you guys give out so much information that literally you could take 50% of the stuff you guys put out and you can have a very profitable and sustainable business. But I went a little further. I did invest money, even when I didn't feel 100% comfortable doing it. I joined the mastermind, the Real Estate Hustles Mastermind, which you were one of the top members of, as well as Brian Casella and AJ Maida. That really propelled me, I would say, probably about 3 years. Once I joined you guys, it changed my whole perspective on not only being a businessman, but being a better father, being a better husband as well. So yeah, so now, I guess if we fast forward to right now, I'm still in a mastermind. Shout out to the WGR mastermind with Colton. And again, being connected with Colton, and I've had great conversations with Greg Harrelson, with Jeff Cohn, and I'm even going to be joining Jeff Cohn's coaching pretty soon. So you definitely got to invest, but the material that they put out there for free, if you just pay attention, listen to it, learn, but most importantly, implement, then you can definitely do a lot in this business for sure.
And I can't speak for other influencers or coaches or trainers. I don't even consider myself a coach or a trainer, to be honest. But I can't speak for them, but I can speak for myself. Everything I give out free, it's the same thing I give out into the masterminds. The difference is when you start getting on those calls and you start calling me on a regular basis, or you start getting to the live event, and then all of a sudden you start investing and putting the pieces to the puzzle together. It's like, Antoine, you skipped ahead like 3 freaking years, right?
Probably more than that.
Think about this as because I think you did, did you do Joshua Smith's boot camp, or did I make that up?
No.
You did Joshua Smith's boot camp. I mean, Joshua Smith, I know him real well. He laid out in detail exactly his plan, which his plan is different than mine, which is different than Jeff Cohn's. But either way, you went through these and you took different pieces, and then you made the Antoine version, right? You're building the Antoine,
exactly.
The Antoine creation here.
Exactly.
But you got the thing that most agents kind of suffer from. It's they don't work. You go to work. You really freaking do the work, man. Now, did you do Fearless Agent as well, or not Fearless Agent? I can't remember if you did.
No, I never did.
No Fearless Agent. You just went right into the mastermind, right? I remember when you signed up for the Real Estate Hustlers. So we had a conversation on the phone the other day, and you said, hey, Colton, dude, I'm trying to decide, do I sign up for Jeff's coaching? Do I not do it? Like, how do I know how much or how to fund this or how to do this? Walk us through that conversation, why you said, you know what, I finally decided I'm going to sign up for another coaching program. What clicked with you?
Well, I needed to hear from you. Oh, I mean, it was obviously your input that really, I knew what I wanted to do. I just needed to have reassurance from somebody like you, somebody I trust. Now, I'm in your mastermind. I also signed up for the Ed Milet.
Oh, you signed up for his, and the $297 a month one? Is that the one?
Yes.
Yep.
I just got into that one.
Nice.
I just got into that one. So those are 2 things I'm paying for monthly.
Yep.
So now I'm going to be doing Jeff Cohn's. That's 3 things. We're talking about $1,500 a month just in coaching.
Yeah.
Mastermind calls, right?
Yep.
So I know that proximity is power, right? We need to be around strong individuals. You don't want to be the smartest guy or the best guy in the room, and I know that. I always want to be leveling up.
Yep.
So I understand to do that. Sometimes it's gonna cost money because these guys are at levels to where I'm trying to get to at some point and hopefully surpass. So yeah, it was something I knew I needed to do, but after I heard kind of how you do everything, it's like, man, I'm a little ant. Like I'm sitting here talking about, maybe $1,500 worth of, when somebody like you spends thousands of dollars, right, to become better. So it's like, get that bullshit out of my head.
Yeah, minimum. I recommend you put 10% of your gross revenue back into your development,
right,
or more. And here's what I recommend: have 1 to 2 masterminds you're a part of all single time, right? I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, don't just join WGR Mastermind, get in another mastermind. The other thing is I recommend 2 to 3 coaches at any given time, 1 or 2 coaches any given time. Also make sure that once a quarter you're doing some sort of online training program, like a boot camp or a 12-week course or something like that. And then get to 3 or 4 live events, in-person events where you can be immersed for 3 to 5 days, because this is what reprograms the neural pathways. This is what changes your way of thinking, right? And obviously your results have worked. So let's shift gears on your business model. What does your business model look like to actually make money?
So, well, right, I guess you could say my goal and the vision for the team is to continue to grow. I want to add as many agents as possible. I want to really build up the infrastructure as big as I can. Now, as far as me and my team right now, I have 2 agents in a TC. The goal is to bring on 3 to 4 more agents before the end of the year. I won't get into like splits and all that stuff, but I mean, we have very competitive splits. We have it set up to where we have team accountability. We also have like 3 meetings a week. We have 2 trainings. We have a sales meeting. I mean, we try to do everything with the focus of making sure everybody on the team is reaching their goals, whatever that goal may be. I know the more people that I help in my life and in my business, whether they're clients or just my new clients who are my team members, I know that I'm going to be more successful the more successful they are. So my goal is to continue to serve everybody that, you know, is in my life. And over time, I know, hey, I'm going to be blessed with more opportunities to serve more people. And maybe at some point, you know, I'll be able to get on Colton's level.
You're already there, man. I believe it's all about, hey, let's make a difference. We look at the WGR brand, and if you correlate that with anything, I want it to be known as make a difference. And I mean, I look at Danny Morrell. I've got to know Danny pretty good the last couple months, you know, following his content, being on his podcast, flying out there in August to go be on his podcast in Rancho Cucamonga, and I'll go to his relentless retreat. But one of the things that he always says, I think is really, really cool, is forget about the money and focus on the growth. Focus on the growth. And so many times, I would say this isn't just a real estate agent problem. This is a people problem. Is we focus so much on the money, either the money we're trying to get or the money we're trying not to lose. And that mindset will keep you really, really captive. So think about this, that money that you're spending on the masterminds and the coaching programs and flying out to an event, it only expands your mind. It only creates growth for you, right?
Absolutely.
What does your day look like on a regular basis? What does a work day look like for you?
I like to get to the office between 8 and 8:30. I'm really trying to stay on becoming a stronger salesperson. The past, I would probably say 3 months they've kind of been off and on. I'm trying to get back to my script role plays every morning and stuff like that. Continue to grow, not only as a business person, but also as a salesperson. So I try to get to the office 8 o'clock. Normally around 9 o'clock, I try to get into my prospecting calls, whether it's, I don't call FISBOs and expireds anymore. I need to actually get back to it. But I've been blessed enough to really work my sphere. The people that know me and see me as an authority in real estate. And, you know, pretty much, I think this year I got it written down, actually, 38% have been referral business this year.
Nice.
And 17 has been sphere. So from pretty much 9 to noon, I am making my calls.
So what does that equal? So you're 55% of your business comes from your database right now. Congratulations, dude, because that's only 3 years into it. So we're talking 55. We're talking 27 deals a year, referrals or SOI this year is what we're looking at.
Yeah, this year.
That's
Absolutely.
Freaking killer, man. I mean, I don't know what that is, your average sales price, but that's got to be well over $100,000 in revenue just from that.
Yeah, our sales price is right around 128.
Oh wow.
My average. Yeah, my average.
So you're starting to charge 7%, right?
Yeah, I should, but no.
We'll have a talk about that. That's what we want to do, is we want to increase what we charge on our commissions and on our processing fees. And we want to be upfront about it too, gang. As you guys are watching this, there's a lot of agents that will charge more, but they will pretend like they don't, like they hide it. Be so upfront. If you take one thing away from my content, is be genuine, be authentic, be so in front of them that they can't come back and say, you didn't tell me about that. Because the reality
Exactly.
is when they know the whole package, they want
Yeah.
that connection that comes from that. So I love that you're doing that much from your referrals and SOI.
Yeah.
Where's the other
I'll finish
45?
on my schedule real quick.
Oh yeah,
You
go
want me to
through
finish
that.
on my schedule?
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 o'clock get to the office from 9 to noon, making calls. I try to take now an hour lunch to at least just get out the office or just kind of get away from everything. When I get back at 1 o'clock, I do a little more lead follow up. If I don't have nothing to do, then a lot of times I'll try to work on the business. And then I have on my showings, because right now about 67% of our business is buyers. So I do a lot of showings right now. So I try to have pretty much 2 to about 5 or 6 for my appointments. And then I try to get onto my family and spend time with them, try to cut everything off and spend time with the fam.
Cool, man. So how many of you guys would like at least a 55% referral-based business or more? That's one thing I love to teach with inside the WGR Academy and it's Prospecting Alliance. Our goal is to help you guys create an attraction-based prospecting business. You can see, because when I first met you, I think most of your business was from Facebook leads, right?
Yeah.
So you've made a huge shift, not to say you're probably not still working that at Ingle, but to go from most of your business on Facebook leads to 55% referrals, you can see that it's a much funner business to start doing that. Besides driving around showing homes, it gets to be funner than chasing people down. Hey, Kevin Langan, thanks for popping on. So what are your challenges that you're facing as a business owner?
Man, for me, it's always about leadership. It's always about leading myself better so I can lead others better. It's all about being in the trenches with my people. You know, sometimes sometimes I see in people more than what they see in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
But sometimes I can want it more than I think that they want it. Again, it's not a bad thing. I would say also I'm at the point where, and it's not really, I think the business, everything is going pretty smooth. I think I got right now systems and everything set up, which I worked my ass off this whole year. I've been really working on getting systems developed, getting everything documented, getting my onboarding up to par, shooting as many videos as possible to where onboarding is hands off for me pretty much. They can watch videos and literally within 30 days know most of what to do to generate business and so on and so forth regarding team and the structure and stuff. But the biggest challenge is just I'm always looking in the future, and how I want to get everybody that is in my circle prepared for this upcoming potential crash. That never been through a crash before, right?
Yep.
But it's so I would say that would be the biggest challenge. Everything, thank God, everything in the business is going pretty smooth now compared to what it was a few months ago.
And that was part of our conversation the other day too, is when hey, should I take on some more expenses? Because I said, hey, start to cut out anything that's a contractual obligation that you have to pay monthly for a long term, right?
Right, which goes back to what I was talking about, the crash. I want to be as lean as possible for that. But with the business that we're doing right now, this is the most income I've ever. I couldn't even this year, my 3rd year in the business. I would never dream of making this much money. It's making the right decisions with the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say would be the challenge. But I'm a very conservative guy as far as money. I like to stash and keep things. So I think naturally I'm built for that, for the crash, because you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Well, and that can be a pro and it can be a con, right? Because it can hold you back from taking some risk, but at the same time, it can reel you in from doing some stupid stuff with the money.
Exactly.
And that's rule number 1 I teach in financial freedom is cash flow management. The name of the game is manage the cash flow. If you manage the cash flow, you're going to create financial freedom. You're going to create the passive residual income, and you just got to get educated on to do it, and then buy the assets or create the assets like your business.
Yes, sir.
So man, I am stoked to see where you're at. Like just to hear you and break you down from this conversation and see where you were and where you're at. It's cool because I got it from the outside the last couple of years, watch your development, right? Like watch
Yeah.
you move from one step to the other. And it might not seem as like a big deal for these people watching, but when I hear you say you got those videos put together for your onboarding process and that you're working on that onboarding, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
think people understand the intensity and the amount of work and dedication and time commitment to. I mean, talk about just your onboarding process for a second and the amount of work it takes to put that together so you have it in place. I mean, was it an overnight thing?
Oh my God, no. I mean, if you want to kind of step out and look and get a perspective on what we're talking about, really, is last May I didn't have a team. Okay, it was just me. We went down to San Diego for a mastermind. This is with Colton and Brian and AJ and Kevin, all my brothers. You know, we were all together. We were masterminding, and I was challenged to bring on a TC, start growing because you're ready. But I had a limiting belief that I wasn't ready. So you fast forward all the way till today. Okay, my TC, her anniversary is going to actually be next week. Her 1 year with me. And
Nice.
then I got, the 2 licensed agents. So I found out pretty much we had a great call. I want to say maybe it was February or March, mastermind call, and we were talking about, hey, you got to get some onboarding. Like, what is your onboarding like? And I was like, well, I thought I had it decent, but I had no videos. Everything was pretty much documents, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it required me to be there. It required me to, like how we're having a discussion, for me to sit there and talk about, and they're probably only going to retain 5% of what I'm saying at
Right.
first. So I was like, what can I do? Everything I've learned quickly from you, Colton, and from a couple other guys. If you're going to have to say something more than once, you need to document it on video. Put it on video, right? So you challenged me for sure. Go ahead and get your onboarding videos. I use Asana, just like you. I got it all, pretty much it's like a 30 to 40 day. It should only take 30 days for onboarding, but for some people it could take longer. But I think I have about 20 to 25 videos on the onboarding to where I can literally step out of the office, go on vacation for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that agent should have all the information that they need to be able to go on to the next task.
Yep.
And then go on to the next. And so it's been huge. And it took me about 3 months to get it right.
Yeah.
And it's still not 100%
and you're
right.
still
It's still
improving
going
it
to
every step of the way, right?
Exactly.
You're still improving that every day in all your systems and all your processes. I think the key thing there is in the upcoming program that we're releasing is the attraction-based marketing program. I actually made a bonus video for it that talks about creating a process, documenting
Yep.
the process, because that's where most people drop the ball, right? They've got this idea on what they want to create, but they leave the ideas, even organized ideas, in their head. But you got to get it out of your head in a way that you can easily transfer it to someone else, and even more so transfer it to someone else without you having to be there all the time. That doesn't mean
Right.
you're not going to demonstrate leadership skills and have stand-up meetings and weekly meetings and coaching calls and things like that, but you're going to be way more organized in it. Awesome, man.
Absolutely.
So where do you want to go over the next 12 months? What's the goal with your team and your business?
Man, you know what? I got some great people on my team, man, that I got love for. I want to help them not only reach their goals, I want to change their life. My goal is to continue to, again, I look back, all the clients and everybody that I've helped buy and sell or invest in real estate, like those are my clients, right? I love them. But I have now team members that I feel I'm in debt to. They're putting their life in my hands pretty much.
Right.
They're trusting me. So I am obligated and to I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make sure that they hit their goals.
Yep.
Even my damn TC. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me. If you are going to take a chance on me, I'm going to bust my ass to make sure you're taken care of. Now, I can't do it for you, right? But I will give you the shovel. You got to dig.
Yeah.
So in the next 12 months, I want to make sure that we are hitting our team goal. What is our team goal? Well, it's going to be Charles's goal for the year. It's going to be my goal for the year. It's going to be Jordans go for the year, and we just add them up, and then that's the team goal. You see what I'm saying? So 12 months, definitely want to be, I would say, if you want to come from a competitive standpoint, I definitely want to be one of, I would say, top two teams in my office. Okay. We got a big dog in there, Sherry Cole, who's killing it. I want to be right up there with her, actually beat her. I would like to be number one. I'm going to keep it real.
You hear that, Sherry? Hear that,
Okay?
Sherry? Antoine's coming for you. You better watch out.
Coming, Sherry.
Someone tag Sherry, let her know. We're on her hip.
So I want to be number one in the office. My goal here in the next 5 years, I want to become one of the top teams in the state. And then by the time I'm 45, which is another 14 years, I actually want to be one of the top 50 teams in the nation. Okay. So I'm a competitor. I'm going to bust my ass to make sure we get there. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing it with, the goal, again, is to grow this team as big as I can. And I know it's going to take a long time to do, but damn it, I'm going to do it.
Damn it, he's going to do it. He's going to make it. I want to talk about some other things that are not necessarily the real estate business per se, but affect the business. With being the leader, being the salesperson, growing your company, how does it also, you have to manage in being the husband and the father and the other aspects of your life? And I know, because we've had a lot of conversation about this. It's something I've struggled with over the years as well. So what are some things that you work on with for you?
You know what? It's an ongoing conversation me and my wife have. From the beginning, I asked her to give me 5 years to just really be able to rock this thing out. The goal is to be able to work like nobody else now, so later I can work like nobody else, right? So, we have these conversations. There's a lot of times I come home and it'll be 7 or 8 o'clock at night because I was showing homes or I had a late appointment. But, and those are the nights I'll probably try to stay up a little later than what I should to spend time with the wife. And her being pregnant right now, so we're expecting our 4th baby. And God blessed us now to have a baby girl finally. So I have 3 boys and now a baby girl. And she's actually due any minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, that baby could be coming tonight, So I just try to communicate, involve my wife, talk to her about the business, involve her. Has really been helping a lot. Ask her, really help her with her goals. Her goal is to become actually a midwife. So she's in grad school right now to get to become a midwife. So, we're a team, and I really try to keep that focus. And, I took a 3-day weekend this past weekend, which was nice for me and the family. So schedule in, the time I need to be with my family, really have the conversations with my wife, spend time with her, and involve her has been huge for me and her, and even the babies. Before I came in here, because I'm at home right now, I'm in my home office. Before I came in here on the call, they were like, hey, my oldest was like, hey, have a good call with Colton. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
I have conversations with them about stuff as well, and they see what I do. So the past 3 years have been very, very difficult I would say, definitely, to get everything on track to where it is now. But you always got to have the struggle to be able to get to the next level, to be able to get better. And that's where we're at right now. But thank God for my wife. She's a Wonder Woman. She juggling kids, being pregnant now, school, work.
Yep.
I mean, without her, there's no way I'd be here. No way.
Congratulations on the new baby girl coming up.
Thanks, babe. I actually think she's watching.
Yeah,
I love you, Sky.
That's freaking awesome. I'm excited. I remember that was like the main reason. Like, I can't go to Relentless. I got a kid that's supposed to be born. Like, why we're gonna be there, right? So that's not gonna work.
July 12th. He's due July 12th. But the way we had our latest doctor's appointment, she was a couple centimeters dilated. So
wow. So you're moving down. You're moving down. Hey, once it's 10, the baby's falling out. So get close. Get ready.
I know.
Get the catcher's glove on.
Sir.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you being on here. So as we wrap things up, what would you say is the number one advice you could give to a realtor that wants to, either as a newer agent or a lesser producing agent, or just a realtor or a business owner that wants to go to a next level? What would you suggest to them?
A couple things. Man, first, be a learner. You got to be a student of the game. and the people, you got to be careful who you learn from. In today's market, there's a lot of people doing a lot of business. You know, I'm one of them, obviously. Only my third year, just started my third year in the business. And be careful who you listen to, though. Colton is legit. Greg Harrelson, Danny Morrell, you know, Shaddy Bazzi, because he's on here. I definitely learned from him some NLP. You got to make sure you're learning from the right people, but more importantly, what you learn from these guys and gals, you have to implement, okay? Yeah. You can't sit there and learn everything and be like, yeah, it's just going to magically happen. You have to go out there and take action, okay? That would be number one. Number two is something I had to deal with. Don't make it too complicated.
Yeah.
This business is very simple, but it's not easy. Do not overcomplicate things. It's very, very simple to make good money and to build a very strong, duplicatable, sustainable business. But you got to take action. You got to learn. That's not even negotiable. You have to learn. And don't be afraid to invest money in yourself. Get a coach, like Colton said. Join the mastermind. A lot of the very successful people, something I've learned, are very open to sharing. So if you don't have the money, and if you're in Colton's market, why don't you reach out to him, take him a coffee, maybe run some errands for him, and then that 5-10 minutes conversation you have with him will be worth it. You know, so if you don't have the money, you still can try to connect with people, but you got to come from a place of value yourself. How can you help them if they're going to turn around and help you? But you got to take chances, got to take action, learn, implement, and then make sure you're learning from the right people. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's part of what I teach with inside of our marketing plan is number one is create massive value for others. It's really a network that you're creating. You're networking. And number two is no one owes you a damn thing. Know that no one owes you a damn thing, but you will find the right people that will share with you. You will find the right people that want to help you grow and to learn and develop. Because ultimately, there becomes a point with an entrepreneur that, yes, they're excited about making money, yet they're way more excited about helping someone and seeing them develop and being just that small piece in helping make the difference. And if there's one thing that I can do for just, you know what I mean? Like I can obviously not say that I was the one that developed Antoine, but I can say, you know, there's a couple of things for me that I was able to give him that has made him a better leader, a better business person, a better realtor, a better husband, a better father. And if I can do just a little bit to give back, and then that can, you know, we do this together, we work together to make it happen. So I think it's just freaking amazing what you're doing. I'm excited. I love it because I saw Shauna on here too. I interviewed her last week. She's in our mastermind, and it's so cool to see where you guys are at. I mean, you're freaking crushing it. You'll make $70,000 this month, 67 or something like that. She's freaking had a $30,000 day the other day. Is crushing it. And you know, I hear Alejandro in our mastermind has got 21 deals under contract. I hear, you know, Ryan Riggins like signing 5 listings in like 3 days or something crazy like that. And you know, just all these different levels of production and getting around that type of environment and saying, okay, you know what, we're playing at a different level. And Danny talks about this. He said, when I interviewed him, he says, you know what, look at what certain people are doing and what they're not doing, what they're getting and what they're not getting with their results. And instead of each year playing the year, like, how can I make a bigger income? Think of how can I grow more? How can I increase more? And stop to focus so much on money and start to focus on the growth. And that's why he calls it the empire builds. I'm actually really excited to fly out there and hang out with him for a day and be on his podcast. It's such a cool, because he's such a cool freaking dude.
Oh, dude, I was damn near ready to ask you, hey man, can I slide out there with you? But I don't want to overstep my boundaries. But dude, like, and speaking of Danny, man, and real quick, I know we gotta get ready to go. But again, I always want to give gratitude and thanks to people that have been huge in my life outside of my family. And again, you, Colton, I've learned a lot from you, brother. You have been a blessing in my life. So I thank you.
Thank you
for forever, brother. Danny Morrell, man, I just got to listen to one of his podcasts with him and his brother, and they're the COO of Intero just about 2 hours ago. And you know, I'm always trying to learn from the best. Greg Harrelson, I call him the Michael Jordan of real estate. Jeff Cohn, that's the LeBron James of real estate, man. That's my dog. And you know, all the people that I learn from, I always want to be able to show you guys how much maybe other people don't do it as much. I'm going to make sure you guys understand how much I appreciate everything that you guys do. So that's all I want to say, man. It's just, I'm so grateful for all you guys, because again, for now, for forever, my family tree is forever changed because of what real estate has done, you know, to me financially. But again, not only financially, but it's helped me learn to be a stronger and better person, because to be a strong businessman, you have to have other areas of your life at the top level. Otherwise, it will eat you up. So I am extremely grateful. I'm blessed, and I love you guys. I love all y'all. You guys are,
Oh man, I appreciate that. I know those guys would as well. I think the thing
what
for
up,
me
Donnell?
with my stance is that I really want to help people with the WGR, and anyone that works with us, whether you're a coaching client, a customer of ours, or whatever you're in, or even if you work with Fearless Agent, is I want the fulfillment aspect, that art of fulfillment, because I know so many people that can go to work and be successful with the business and make a lot of money, but they're empty inside. You know, and I hate to bring up this example, but we got to talk about it. We cannot put this under the rug. Is like that dude in California. I think his name was Kevin Blaine, #1 Keller Williams agent in California, committed suicide. Robin Williams, extremely successful, committed suicide. Kate Spade, billion-dollar empire, committed suicide. Avicii, amazing EDM DJ, committed suicide. Anthony Bourdain, amazing, personnel on TV, committed suicide. We're seeing the increased rate of suicide within entrepreneurs, and even more so, oftentimes it's either done by hanging or actually shooting themselves in the head. It's because entrepreneurs get lost in this voice up here, right? You get lost laying awake at night, talking to yourself, stressed out, can you make it happen? Stressed out, can we fix it? And we have so many different drugs, from literally drugs and alcohol to food, to work, to pornography, to our cell phones. And to me, that's my biggest thing, Antoine, is I want to help people find that inner peace, that stillness, that tranquility, to where they're not living in the past, not living so far in the future, but they can really be here today and be present. And so, man, I appreciate being a part of your journey. We'll definitely see you in November at the next live WGR Mastermind. And if you guys are interested in learning more about the Mastermind, reach out to me. The type of people you're going to be networking with and growing with are people like Antoine, people like Shauna, people like Al Torrey. Like, these are the Alejandro. Like, these are some higher level people, you know, on track for not just $100,000 or $200,000 a year. We're talking $500,000 a year. We're talking 750 on track to become seven-figure earners. And that's beyond that. They're working to become just awesome people here on earth. So, Antoine, much love to your family. Good luck with the new baby here coming soon. Super excited for you to have a baby girl in the family. They're such a great blessing, and they're gonna tame those boys around that house a little bit for sure. She's gonna definitely tame the boys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool, man.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thanks. We'll see you later.
See you.